okay, if there's nothing else going on in the mouth and everything looks good and they're just getting this one cavity and coming to me with the same question, like, why that? So that's got me started on a journey to where I documented for years and years, what is the personality of that person? What is the person going through at the moment that they've developed the cavity? What is going on in their health?
But God had other plans for me. It was about 3 years into my practice. I actually lost half my vision. I developed an abscess in the occipital lobe on my right side. And a few days later, a friend of mine who was a Native American knocked on my door and hands me a cedar flute. And he says, Greg, this is your flute. If you'll play this, your vision will come back. This is not a normal flute. This is a medicine man's flute. This is made to heal. He says, the problem is there is no problem. You got perfect vision, and you shouldn't. You had a neurosurgeon in your brain. You had a strep abscess that should have destroyed some of your permanent visual perception, and I can find no deficits whatsoever in any of your vision.
And the interesting thing is, as he's looking at my tooth avatar map with all the personality of every tooth, I said, before the root canal was starting to have issues with the tooth, were you going through these types of challenges? And was this kind of the personality, the things you encountered, the emotions you were experiencing before the tooth went bad? And he's, wait a minute. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going through. I can't believe it.
So it left me in disbelief that I actually had a tuning fork in my bag.
Not only, actually the frequency matched the month and year of my birthday.
It was a custom fork that I made.
Yeah, so. And we didn't even know each other. That was just crazy. And one of the breasts, actually, the tuning fork went from doing ding over a right breast and over a left breast was whoa. And everybody in the room, they were like, what's going on? The tuning fork must have broken. So you can hear, you can feel. This is not like muscle testing that you're like, I don't know, is the person...
It's more than just a yes-no answer.
It's no, it gives you the quality of what's going on. But actually, the sound of an infection behind the crown is a very specific vibration that we can recognize, but you cannot see.
To date, we've never been wrong.
And it's actually interesting because some of our clients that work with biological dentists that know us, they're like, oh, he gave me the tooth chart and the meaning of that tooth. And I learned so much about myself and I feel empowered now. And now I make some decision to change some things in my life. And then the tooth gets better.
That's incredible.
And he found that at a certain point where you had predicted there was basically nothing left of the original drug in there because you diluted it so much, he could actually record electromagnetic frequencies in the solution. And then when he took those recordings and played them into triple distilled ultra pure water and then put the water on the frog heart preparation, it had the same effect as the drug. So it's a diagnostic, but then it can also be a therapeutic because then you can say, what does that bacteria need to get into a normal relationship with the body again? And you can say an antibiotic. Does it need an herb? Does it need an essential oil? Is there a color? Is there a light, a laser frequency? Is there a Rife frequency? And you can go through all of those and the body will tell you which one is most likely to give you the positive result.
Instead of trying to kill the bugs, we need to find out why the bugs there in the first place and what are they feeding off.
We can actually imagine you being in that room exposed to that thing, and we can tell you what your body's reaction to it would be even before you actually went into the room. Just imagining that it's there. That's how frequency works. Okay? Because the information is already there in the universe and you have access to it.
Where she actually goes through the science of how the wisdom teeth are connected to your parasympathetic nervous system, and pulling them out is putting the person in constant fight or flight.